Hi guys, so there's been a lot of chatter this week on social media, so many topics being conversed all at once, and it was so draining. But I want to discuss it with you guys today, and I want us to talk about this entire mess. There's been talks about women, motherhood, pregnancy, sisterhood, misogyny, patriarchy, marriage, relationship, so many things. So let's unpack. Yeah? Okay. Okay, let's start with the most recent one that I saw. You guys, women are going through a lot. Let me start with that one. Okay, so this week on Twitter, there's been a lot of conversation around women and several things. And, I've been trying my best not to let it get to me. So I said, why not bring it to my sisters? Okay, so here it is. So a guy came out with a video where he asked several men and said, if your homeboy was shot and somebody calls you and says, oh, your best friend or your homeboy or your friend got shot, and at the same time your wife is in labor in the hospital, who are you going to choose? Or who are you going to go stay with and support? And these men were saying they are homeboy. In fact, one of the things that drove me insane was one of them said that my homeboy is like my brother, and my wife will understand. My wife will understand how important he is to my life. That's one. Another guy said, I'm going to choose my wife. No, he didn't say he would choose his wife. He said he's going to go be with his wife because he cannot miss the birth of his child. That's my child. That's my seed. That's my blood. My child is so important to me. I need to see my child come into this world. The entire focus of him being with his wife was the child. And then the man says, what about your wife? And then the man says, but that's my child. So basically, the child is more important than the wife and the homeboy. Now, the other ones talked about women exaggerating labor pains, pregnancy, labor, that women give birth every day, but his homeboy doesn't get shot every day. Now, you guys, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because every single time, this man tried to tell us that they really hate us. Like, they really don't fuck with us. But for some reason, a lot of women keep making excuses for them, justifying their behavior and whatnot. So this did not surprise me, right? Because I understand what a lot of men are capable of doing and how they see women. But every time they are bold enough and have enough audacity to come outside to say that nonsense that is always in their mind, I'm always surprised, right? So hence my shock. But anyway, let me continue with the gist. Now this video comes out on Twitter, and everyone is having different, they're having their own different thoughts and sharing their own 2 cents on the issue. Now this is where it gets crazy, because sometimes, I'm sorry to deviate, sometimes when I talk about some things that women go through, some experiences that women have had with men, and about how men relate with women, and all that stuff, all those nasty stuff that they do, all those terrible stuff that they do, I see a lot of men come to drag me that I don't use the word some. That I keep saying men are, men did, men do. I don't use the word some men are, some men did, some men do. And in their own words, all men are not the same. I agree. I am married to an amazing man, so I understand. But their issue is that majority of them are good and just a small few are evil. And I'm sorry, if you're a man watching this video, I am sorry, but somebody has to say it. Bro, you guys are terrible to women, and there are so many of you. It is not a selected few that are bad. A lot of you people are horrible people. I'm sorry. But not to digress so much, let's come back to the gist at hand. Now, this man, God, you guys will not believe the number of men that were saying with their mouths and their key parts, boldly, audaciously, with so much audacity, saying that they will go be with their homeboy. Now, let me enlighten them on a couple of things, because I don't think they are understanding the gravity of the statement that they make. Your homeboy is your friend. And as much as we would like our friends to be our family, in fact, my friends are my family. But in this part of the world and in every part of the world, family is categorized by blood. That's one. Two, if you decide you don't want to be with your wife and you want to go and be with your homeboy and you go to the hospital, that you're there to see your homeboy, he got shot, I need to see him. The first question they will ask you is, are you family? In cases of emergency, it is only family that is allowed to see the patient. So they will ask you, are you family? Now, when you're answering them and you're telling them that you're not family, they will not let you know it's emergency. Three, if your homeboy gets shot, likelihood is that he's going to go straight into surgery to take out the bullets, or heal the wound, or treat the infection, whatever it is. So the chances of you seeing your homeboy immediately go to the hospital is slim to none because it's going to be in surgery. That will even take hours, right? Four, your homeboy, he don't get wife. Is your homeboy not married? Does he not have a wife? If he has his wife is going to be there with him. But then there is you that is shameless. You're not going to be with your own wife. Your homeboy's partner is going to be with your homeboy, but your wife is going to be alone, bringing in your child into the world because your homeboy is your bro. Let's leave that one aside. See, I'm taking this thing gradually, and I want you guys to stay with me. There is so much to unpack. Now, let's go to the wife that is pregnant and in labor. There was a time I had a podcast session where I haven't released that because I haven't had the permission of the woman too. Now, that podcast episode is women sharing their pregnancy journey and what labor was for them and delivery and all that stuff. My dearest people in the Lord, pregnancy is not a joke, but I promise you, childbirth is an even bigger, serious issue. It is not even a joke. Like, ask any woman around you that has put to birth, even those that gave birth, like the Hebrew women, they will tell you what their eyes saw. You are closer to death, bringing life into the world, than you are at any time. And let's not even forget that some scientists did say that childbirth is the second most painful thing in the entire universe. I don't think you guys understand how serious that research and that statement was. The second most painful thing in this life is childbirth. But men are trying to find a way to trivialize it because according to them, women have been giving birth since time immemorial. And every time I hear a man tell me that annoying statement that women have been giving birth since time immemorial and, this generation of women should not make it a big deal, I tell them men have been going to war since time immemorial and a lot of them have been dying, and then there is you who has not been beneficial to us by going to war or hunting or doing anything and you're still alive. But that's by the way anyway. Now, this woman is about to risk her entire life to bring in life for you. You don't know what the state of that labor will be. You don't know if it's going to be a painful labor. You don't even know if it's going to be a life and death situation. You don't even know if that childbirth is going to have complications. There is just so many things. And one of the most painful things is that in Nigeria here, if you're a pregnant woman, you're about to put to birth, they are going to assume that you cannot make your medical decisions. In fact, even when you can make your medical decisions, they will bypass you and go straight to your husband to make medical decisions for you. Now imagine if that husband is not now around, is not available in a case of emergency to make a medical decision for you. And it's not even as if even if you can make it, they will listen to you. They will not listen to you, but then the man is with his homeboy. So no one to make serious medical decisions for you. Sad reality. And I'm sharing this short story because I've had some women and men defend men that speak in this way and this manner by saying things like, oh, it's just Twitter banter. Oh, it's just social media. See, these people, they live what they say. And I'm going to quote the Bible just to make you understand how serious and important this is. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth does what? Speak it. And let me tell you this story. There was a time on Twitter, I think I've shared this story before, but people are still doubting it. A couple of while back on Twitter, a man came out to say that women over exaggerate the pains of labor and childbirth. That is not that deep, it's not that complicated, and that women over exaggerate everything from period to this to that to that. Now, this man was saying these things, and people were like, "Oh, if it was his wife, he was going to treat the wife different." And the man was just bantering, and that is not that deep. That, of course, probably in his reality, he treats his wife well. If not, he will not be married. It took a little bit of research for us to find out that this man, as at the time he made that statement, his wife died during childbirth a month prior. Now, imagine someone that has watched his wife go through childbirth and not survive, having that kind of mentality and saying that kind of crap. So, to cap this up, I want to tell my ladies that please, before you date that man, before you even go on one date, before you even consider having a serious relationship with that man, before you consider marrying that man, I need you to do your digital footprint investigation. How do you do this? You take that man's full name. If he has a street name, take it. If he has a nickname, take it. If there's a name that he does on WhatsApp, take it. If there's a name his friends call him, take it. Take these individual names, put it online. It can be Google, it can be Instagram, it can be Twitter, it can be any social media platform that you think it will be on. Take these names, any of them. You can do them one after the other, or you can do them one each, however you want to do it. Go on Google, type Instagram, then put the name. Type Twitter, then put the name. Type TikTok, put the name. Type any social media and put the names beside it. So if you're going to do his full name, same thing. Put Instagram.com, put Instagram on Google, then put, let's say his name is Paul, you now put maybe Paul Ogu. Maybe his name is Ogu, you put Paul Ogu. Right? And search. Look at his digital footprint. Go on his social media, search, and let me now tell you what else to do, especially on a platform like Twitter. If your guy is on Twitter, you can go to his username. If you know his username, if you don't know his username, his full name, if you don't know his full name, like whatever his handle is, go to his timeline, go to his page, search for keywords that can help you see conversations that they have around certain topics to enlighten yourself. If you want to see what he says about women, search women on his timeline. Or go to Twitter, search, put his username, put women on it. It will bring out all the conversation he has had around that. Put dates, put rape, put feminism, put childbirth, pregnancy, put like any important topic that you really want to see what his mentality or his ideas or his thoughts are on. Put it there, search for it, read. I'm telling you, this is like the time to do your research. You need to start to do your research because I don't know the people that are marrying this men. I do not know the people that are marrying this men. Men like this that believe that women should not be prioritized, that believe that your wife, what am I even saying? Like that believe that your wife is not that important for you to be with, but your homeboy is. A man that thinks like this should not have children. I am not even kidding. Like a woman should not go through the pain of giving that person a child. I'm telling you, I'm just like being brutally honest right now. Like I need women to be selfish with themselves. Like be very selfish with themselves. Like imagine like what this kind of person is thinking. Now, if these people can boldly say this kind of thing outside, imagine what they are now doing inside to their significant other. Like, I feel like every time I give those people benefit of the doubt, they're like, girl, I don't know if you know what you're doing. Because I was online, I was on this same tweet when a man started a discourse that women should not, like wives, should not be considered family. I was on Twitter. And one of the things I like about Twitter is that it gives you an insight into the way people think, their mentality, their ideologies, their thoughts, what they believe in. That's one of the reasons why I really do love that platform. I was on Twitter when a man was saying that wives are not considered family. The wife that will leave their family, marry a man, merge into his family, blend into his family so much that she has to bear this man's name, bear children for this man, take care of this man in his sickness and in health, in old age, in everything. It is this same women, oh. It is these same women that they said as wives cannot be considered family. Well, my darlings, I said let me bring it to you guys because I cannot be reading these things, be hearing these things very long. And I know that every time when I talk about trying to get women to be better, to live better, to be the best version of themselves, to be selfish with themselves, to love themselves so much that they always come first in every scenario. And I always teach this, I try my best because I'm telling you the honest truth. Because if you are not selfish with yourself, if you do not love yourself so much that you put yourself first in every situation, it's not going to translate. And it needs to translate because that is basically what impacts how people treat you. Your friends, your lovers, your workers, your leaders, every single thing. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself and the things that you find acceptable. This is why I preach this over and over again. Because imagine being with men that think like that. Just imagine that. So, this is my 2 cents today on discussing trending issues that, that impacts women or is about women and every single thing that you need to learn from that conversation. So I guess you can call this Conversations with Tasha, and I hope you guys had a swell time today. Let's do this again next week when we treat more trending issues. Alright? To watch this, the full video, listen to it on my podcast channel and also watch it on YouTube. I'll see you guys next week.